Why isn't it as straightforward as cutting calories, cutting junk food, and then the results follow? Hey ladies, and welcome back to the Body Transformation Hub podcast. Today we're looking at a question: why is dieting making me gain weight, and what can I do instead? Have you ever been in the situation where you set yourself a goal to clean up your diet and to try to lose weight? You've cut calories, you've cut sugars, you've cut all the junk food, the takeaway, the alcohol, you've reduced the caffeine, increased the waters, and the scales just aren't budging. Or worse still, the scales are going up. This feels unfair, completely confusing, and quite honestly is also really exhausting. Well, why is this happening? Why isn't it as straightforward as cutting calories, cutting junk food, and then the results follow? Well, what we're going to look at today is why is this happening and how can we work around it? Traditional dieting is completely setting us up to fail. Starting this strict version of dieting, cutting calories, massively increasing cardio is going to backfire on us, especially for women over 40. What this does is puts the body into a state of stress. It tells us that we don't know where our energy is coming from, we don't know where our food and our fueling is coming from, and we're designed under these circumstances to conserve energy. It's a built-in mechanism that serves us when we are unable to find food by slowing down our metabolism and not burning up all the energy we have stored. So when we cut calories thinking we're doing the right thing, we're going to be taking in less, surely we're going to burn body fat. At first it may have some benefit, but it actually then backfires and creates the opposite. It creates conservation of energy, and our energy is stored in our body fat. So it then becomes harder for the body to burn and let go and release that body fat because it's wanting to hold on to it to help you have that energy when you need it. The messages we're giving to our body that there is a stressful state within the body, and in order for us to be able to cope, it increases our cortisol to give you that fight or flight, to give you that energy, give you that awareness and that sharp focus that you need if there is an emergency in order to help and protect yourself. That elevation of cortisol stops the body from burning body fat because in that moment the body doesn't need to burn body fat, it needs energy, it needs alertness. When this happens in modern day life and our cortisol rises, if it doesn't come back down again quickly by the end of the day or once the stressor has gone, we then teach our body to be in that heightened state of stress over a long period of time. It then unlearns how to bring down the cortisol, it slows the metabolism further, it imbalances our hormones, and it will send our body into a state of exhaustion eventually. When this happens over a long enough period of time, especially if we're not exercising in the right way, our body also breaks down the muscle, and before we know it, our muscle mass is reducing. Remembering that our muscle is a huge contributor to the fuel and engine of burning body fat and of our metabolism. If this slows down, it then further reduces our metabolism. This cycle then, if we don't do the right thing, leads us to further dieting and further restricting, thinking surely I need to drop more, I'm still having too much food, too many calories, I'll drop it some more. And this creates a cycle that continues on until you stop and until you fix the problem. So instead of restriction and increasing the stress in our body, we want to focus on habit change. Not on deprivation, not on reduction, not on restriction, but on a change of habits. It's not easy to reduce and to restrict anyway. It doesn't feel nice. It feels like we're missing out. And if we stress ourselves out too much, it leads to cravings, it leads to fatigue, it leads to reduced sleep. Reduced sleep leads to more cravings. It leads to being miserable, feeling exhausted. And what we look for then is a boost of dopamine, is a boost of serotonin. And subconsciously that comes by the way of wanting to eat food, because our foods are what give us the elevation of our hormones to make us feel good. We want to take a completely different tack to this. We don't want to restrict, we don't have to restrict. If we change our habits to eating and giving our body the right foods, the right fuel, so it doesn't see that there's any form of restriction occurring, it has confidence in what we're doing, in the fueling, it then doesn't sit in that state of urgency or emergency or fear, it doesn't see that we're in a state of stress, and it can actually start to speed up the metabolism. We speed up our metabolism, the body wants to drop body fat. We're putting it into a state of ease. We're easing and calming digestion. We're giving ourselves more energy. We can see the scales shifting. That boosts how we're feeling. As we feel better, we calm, we reduce stress, we sleep better. Sleeping better reduces stress. Our balance in digestion comes back into play. Our cravings reduce, and we find that natural flow. That is simple and easy to instigate. If we've tried it before and it hasn't worked, we haven't had the balance right. We want to focus on fueling and not deprivation. We want to focus on strength and energy and not just fat loss. The fat loss and the weight loss will come If we put a focus into nourishing the body, giving ourselves the fuel and the energy that we need, and putting a huge focus into strength training, as we develop that, the body fat is going to reduce much quicker than if we try to starve it off. We want to train it off and nourish it off, not starve it off. So think build strength, not burn calories. If we do that, we're going to reduce the body fat twice as fast. So we want to remember that dieting is not our solution, it's actually our enemy. It's going to slow the results down, it's going to put the body into a state of stress because it's protecting you from that starvation mode. So long term, we want to provide our body with an ability to build in strength, to increase energy, and to fuel and nourish the body, to heal the gut, to repair our hormone balance, to elevate our moods, to reduce the overall stress on the body so we can feel strong, lean, and energized all the time instead of just dieting for a short period of time and having a rebound afterwards. So just know there is another way. We don't have to diet and starve ourselves into the body you want. We can build the body we want in a calmer, much more enjoyable way. Think about a balanced meal plan, good quality protein, sufficient portion sizes, sufficient meals throughout the day, sufficient hydration. This is going to encourage your body to actually speed up the metabolism. Think about strength training. The more muscle we have, the more of a furnace and fire that we have within our muscles to burn body fat when we're at rest. Think about coming out of that starvation mode is going to reduce the overall stress on the body. Reduce stress, reduce cortisol, the body's going to want to burn more body fat. If we focus on sleep, sleeping better, that's when the body is burning body fat. Better hydration, the more body fat we burn. More muscle mass, more focus on strength training, the better the metabolism is going to burn body fat at rest. If we nourish the body, it's going to want to do the work for us and speed up. We're going to have more energy, we're going to be able to function better, move better, train better, and be in a better mental state. So instead of thinking of forcing the body, think of encouraging the body. If we balance this out, life is so much more enjoyable and the results will come much quicker. It really is a matter of trust and learning how the body actually wants to operate. What we've done in the past when we've tried to make this happen and it hasn't worked, there have been some holes in the plan that we followed. It does work, we just need to do it the right way, give it time, and give our body what it is it wants. If you've tried this before and you feel like it just hasn't worked, let me know, tell me what you've done, and I'll show you the areas that you need to change. So ladies, if this is you, if you're struggling, if you've tried absolutely everything and the scales are still not budging, drop your comment below, tell me what it is you've tried, tell me what it is you're struggling with, and share your goals as well. Let me help you get back on track, give you the tools that you need, and finally nourish and heal your body into the level of health and the physique that you need. Ladies, I hope this has encouraged you today and given you some hope that you don't have to starve yourself towards the goals that you want, and there is a better way. Have an amazing week. See you next week.